Hi guys, it's Rebecca. So today we're going to do a little summer book haul. So I have quite a few books that I have actually managed to accumulate. It was my birthday in July. Well, it is still July as I'm filming this. It was my birthday on the 18th of July. So I got a few books for my birthday, and then I had also previously bought some books in probably June that I hadn't hauled yet. So I thought, you know what, I'll show the books that I have got so far. Hopefully I will continue on a book buying ban and I hopefully won't get any for the next couple of months. But I have got quite a few here to show. So let's get on with all of the books that I have got recently. So the first book that I have here was a gift from Emily over at Emily Kathleen Reads. I will link her channel in the description. Thank you so much to Emily for the birthday presents. But that book was The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I have never read this and I have heard so many good things about it. A lot of people say that this is their favourite Ashley Poston book that they have read. The Ashley Poston books that I have read I have liked. I started with, what was it? Gigarella, like back in the day. I read that and I liked that at the time. I don't think I would like that now, but at the time that it was written and everything, I liked it at the time. And then I read The Dead Romantics, which I thought was okay. I enjoyed it enough. I thought it was fine. But I have heard the most good things about this one. So I was like, you know what, I like Ashley Poston. Like I have like a fondness for her for some reason, even though I've never really like loved any of her books that I have read. I've only read, obviously, like I said, 2, but I don't know why. I always like want to continue to read from her. Like I like her for some reason, so definitely want to try this one. This should be like a fun little summer one if I can hopefully get around to it in summer, because I have an unbelievable amount to read. But this is a very high on my TBR because I just want to be involved in the hype and in the talks about this one because it's so well loved. I just want to be involved. So thank you to Emily for getting me this because it's definitely been one that I have wanted for a very long time now. So the next book I have was also a gift from Emily for my birthday, and that is Beach Read by Emily Henry. This is also one that I have wanted for a while. This has been on my wish list for a very long time and I hadn't got around to buying it for myself or anything, so I'm so glad I got this one because I am trying to make my way through the Emily Henry books. I have read Happy Place and Funny Story and I loved Funny Story, so definitely wanting to give Emily Henry more of a go. So I have this, I have People We Meet on Vacation now on my physical TBR, so definitely going to be getting around to these soon. I am going on holiday, so hopefully I can bring some of these with me and then hopefully actually get through them. I'm not entirely sure what this is about, but I'll read out the back anyway. I know that a lot of people have read this, but I'll read out the back anyway. It says, January is a hopeless romantic who narrates her life like she's the lead in a blockbuster movie. Gus is a serious literary type who thinks true love is a fairy tale. But January and Gus have more in common than you'd think. They're both broke, they have crippling writer's block, and they need to write bestsellers before summer ends. This is the one that I thought that this was. I think I get mixed up with this one and another one. This is the one that I have wanted to read for ages and ages. Was this not like one of her first ones, if not her first one that like people started to really talk about and really love? Definitely excited to this one, very behind on it, but who cares, it doesn't matter. I want to know what happens in this. I want to see if I like it, and it does sound like my kind of thing, so definitely hoping that I'll enjoy this one. Thank you again to Emily for getting me it. The next book that I got was also a present from my sister for my birthday, and that is Discipline by Larissa Pham. This one has only been recently on my TBR. I don't know where I heard people talking about it, or I must have heard like a booktuber or something talk about it, but it's very tiny, but I was so happy to get it. It's so pretty. Like I love the colour of the spine and of the back and just the entire thing. Like it's really cute, and it's so good to have shorter reads because a lot of my books are like full length 400+ page novels. I don't really have that many small books, so it's really good to have one now on my TBR. This one sounds so good. It's a literary fiction, I believe. I was released this year. I'll read out the description because like I said, I only got it recently, so definitely good to remind myself exactly what it's about. You can see as well if it's something that you would be interested in reading. So it says, Christine is a young writer touring her debut novel, a thinly disguised tale of the affair she had with her professor 10 years earlier. He was magnetic, domineering, both the sponsor of her early promise and its destroyer. But he surely forgot her long ago, and the temptation to exercise her past was overwhelming. Then, between hotel rooms and bookstores, formal dinners and road trip hookups, she receives a series of sly, unsettling emails, and finally an invitation to visit the professor's isolated house on an island off the coast of Maine. Against her better judgment, Christine is drawn back into his orbit, risking forever losing control of the narrative she worked so hard to create. This kind of reminds me of My Dark Vanessa in a way, which I really enjoyed at the time that I read it. I really liked My Dark Vanessa. I'm hoping that I'm going to enjoy this one. Like I said, it is very short. I was so grateful to get a book like this for a present because I just love having like really nice hardbacks on my physical shelf, and I love getting newer releases. I love to be like in the know with what's coming out and being like current with what I'm reading. So excited for this one. Definitely a bit different than the other two, but so excited to have like a bit of a variety, and just so happy to get this one, so I'm definitely so excited for it. So the next book I got was a present from my brother for my birthday, and that is The Other Bennett Sister by Janice Hadlow. This has been on my TBR forever, literally years, and I had heard of this years ago on BookTube, way before it was becoming a show and everything. I think my brother had kind of thought, well, I think that is coming out of a show or has come out of a show, so whenever he saw it on my wish list he was like, okay, I'll get that one, and I think he thought that this sounded really good as well. I absolutely love the red spine. It kind of reminds me of Magnolia Parks in a way, but with like the blue and the red, I just absolutely love the spine. So I think that this is such a pretty cover. I think it's a lot nicer than actually the old cover, but I think this is really nice. I loved Pride and Prejudice. I definitely need to do a reread of it because I haven't read it in about 10 years, so I definitely need to do a reread of it. I think I might reread it before I read this because I just kind of need refreshed on the actual story, and then I think that that would maybe make this more enjoyable. I'm definitely going to try and do a reread of Pride and Prejudice and then get around to this, because obviously this is about The Other Bennett Sister. Definitely close link to Pride and Prejudice. I just need to reread it because I think that I would understand it a lot more. Like, I loved it at the time, but I think that I would have probably an even greater appreciation for Pride and Prejudice if I read it now. So excited to read this. I actually kind of just want to like start it anyway, but I do think that it'd be better for me to just do a reread. Thank you to my brother for getting me this because I absolutely love it. I wanted it for so long, so hopefully I can read it and then watch the show. I think it's a show anyway. Yeah, I think the show's coming out. That would be so fun. I love to read something and then watch it. Like, I never watch something if I haven't read it. Like, literally never. It's very rare. So I'll just be like, no, I'm not watching that until I've read it. So the next book was not a present. This is one that I got for myself a couple of weeks ago, and that is The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. I got this in the hardcover because the copy that I have of The Cruel Prince was a hardcover that I got years ago, probably around the time that it came out, honestly, whenever like the hardbacks were still more in circulation. I wanted like all three books to match. That's why I got these in hardcover. I read The Cruel Prince a few months ago, and then I read the second one, The Wicked King, and I absolutely loved them. I am reading Oliver Twist right now. I have put off reading the last one just because I really wanted to get to reading Oliver Twist, so I'm so excited to read this one. The Cruel Prince is a YA fantasy trilogy about fairies essentially. There's a lot of morally grey characters in here, which I absolutely love. I was very disappointed with the end of The Wicked King, which kind of made me want to put off reading this, but now that I've kind of let it settle, I'm actually starting to get more excited to wanting to know what happens in this last book. I really hope it goes my way because the last one absolutely didn't. I thought it was unnecessarily didn't go my way, and I don't think that that was anybody's preferred way of the story going. It was to the point where it was just like not a plot twist, it was just a disappointing plot twist and an unnecessary plot twist, I felt. But maybe Holly Black will change my mind in this last one. It is so pretty. Like, the gold foiling and everything is just so pretty, and the colour and everything's so good to have finally read this trilogy and to be in the know with it. Yeah, so excited to read this one, and please let me know if you did enjoy this last one because like I said, the last one disappointed me a lot. Well, the end of it did, so let me know if this one is better. I want it to go my way. So the next book that I have is one that I wanted to get for so long in its exact edition. I came across it in Waterstones and I had to get it because I just wanted this edition for so long and I needed a new edition of it because I gave the last one away because I don't like whenever the pages start to yellow, so I sold it on Vinted. So I needed to get a new copy of it, and I got Villette by Charlotte Bronte. I love Jane Eyre and I love any of the Bronte sisters books that I have read. I did try to read The Professor by Charlotte Bronte a few years ago, quite a long time ago actually, and again about 10 years ago. In The Professor she just goes in and out of like just speaking French, and I found that very hard to read. I have really wanted to read Villette and Shirley, but I didn't have an edition of it that I really loved. I collect these Penguin English Library editions, but they're harder to come across now than they were before, especially their earlier released versions of these. Whenever I saw this exact copy of Villette in Waterstones, I had to get it because they are quite hard to find brand new, especially actually in bookstores. You can still kind of sometimes get them on Amazon, but a lot harder to get brand new. I'll read out the back just to explain what it's about because I actually don't know. I just want to read it because I do love the Bronte sisters. But it says, often acclaimed as her greatest and most mature work, Charlotte Bronte's last, most autobiographical novel drew on her own unhappy experiences as a governess in Brussels to create a powerful study of unrequited love. Lucy Snow is alone, without friends or family. When she sets sail from England to find work at a girls' boarding school in the town of Villette, she struggles with unruly pupils and with her own troubling passions, first for the school's English doctor and then for dictatorial Professor Paul Emmanuel. That sounds amazing. That actually sounds bad. I don't know why. I actually never read what it was about ever. I've never read the blurb of Villette. I've just wanted to read it just because I love Victorian novels. This time period is one of my absolute favourites. Definitely going to get around to this as soon as I can. But like I said, I am reading Oliver Twist right now. I am a massive fan of Charles Dickens and the Victorian period, the Victorian novels. Definitely wanting to get to this soon. It is definitely very high up on my list. A lot of the ones that I have hauled this time are very high up on my list. I mean, I suppose they always should be, and they always are. But there's so many books I need to get around to, and I need to go on a book buying ban so I can actually just read all of these just right now. So the last book that I got, I also got from Waterstones. I think I might have got it on the same day as when I got Villette, and that is Ethan Frome by Edith Wharton. This is a very tiny little novel. Like I said, this is also one of the Penguin English Library editions that I absolutely love. It's like so thin that you can basically not even see it. Like, I don't know if you can see it. It's tiny writing. I read The Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton recently and I absolutely loved it. I do have her novel The House of Mirth, which I am really wanting to get around to. Whenever I saw this in Waterstones, I was like, oh my god, I need to get it because I feel like I'm going to forget that it exists otherwise, because I have some other of Edith Wharton's books on my wish list, her short story collections and things like that, but I felt like I might forget that this exists because it's so small. Like I said, I collect these editions, so I was like, I want to get it now in case I can't get this anymore whenever I actually go to get it. Let's read out the back and see exactly what it's about. It says, one of American fiction's finest and most intense narratives, Ethan Frome tells the story of ill-starred lovers and their tragic destinies. Ethan works his unproductive farm and struggles to maintain a bearable existence with his difficult, suspicious and hypochondriac wife Zena. But when Zena's vivacious cousin enters their household as a hired girl, Ethan finds himself obsessed with her and with the possibilities for happiness she comes to represent. This seems like, honestly, like a common theme for Edith Wharton to talk about, like men falling in love with other women and things, other women other than their wives. It seems to be something that she likes to write about. Her writing is very pretty, actually quite difficult for the time period. She would have been early 1900s New York. She's actually quite a difficult read for the time period, but so good, like so good. If you're wanting like a little tiny classic, then maybe you could pick this one up. I will of course be reviewing it and talking about my thoughts whenever I do get around to it, but hopefully I will soon because it is so tiny, so it shouldn't be one that'll take a long time to read. And so glad I know I have this in my little Penguin English Library collection because I love these copies. I love how floppy they are and I love the actual feel of the pages and the font and everything and how they look on the shelf. I don't know, I love these little editions. So excited to have this, and now I won't forget that it exists because I have a copy of it and I'll be able to read it whenever I can. Again, I say this all the time, but I'm so excited to read it. Okay, so that is it for this book haul. I really hope you enjoyed watching, and if you did, please like and subscribe because I really appreciate it. Please let me know if you have read any of these books in the comments because I love to hear from you. I want to talk about books with you and it just makes my day whenever I get any comments. So please let me know if you've read any of these, if you would like to read any of these, or if you have any recommendations for me that you think might fit my taste from seeing all of these books. But thank you so much again for watching if you did make it this far, and I will see you in the next one.